I'm Felicia, and I like scary movies. And today, of course, we have another collab with Lee from Horror Pals. I've missed
Hello.
you. It's been kind of a while, right?
Yeah, I mean, Chattanooga was the last time, I think.
Oh, yeah. Okay, and here we are again. Oh, weirdly enough, with another horror anthology.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so
Maybe
stoked.
that's our thing.
Is that just our thing now? Are we just like the two anthology collabs like every time?
I think so.
I'm
which
fine
I'm
with
kind of
that.
down
I like
for.
it. I hate reviewing anthologies, so actually I'm fine with this.
I usually am not the biggest fan of anthologies, but these two have blown my mind. So I'm so excited to talk about it.
Yeah,
so
seriously.
if you don't know, we're covering Fantasia Film Festival virtually, of course, this year, and today we're going to talk about the Mortuary Collection.
Yes.
Ooh. I wore my skull shirt.
Oh, I did not dress.
I
did not dress for the occasion at all. Damn, I'm just wearing like a vaporwave shirt.
How dare you? That's okay. So this one, I mean, I don't know about you, but this one totally pulled me in at first with like the poster and everything. I was like, ooh, like this is like spooky Halloween, over the top kind of stuff.
You know what's funny is like this is one of the ones I didn't even really look into. Like,
oh really?
I was like, oh, it's an anthology. Okay, like I really don't want to watch it. And the only reason I did was because you were like, you need to watch this.
Oh yeah, I sent him a picture of Toby, the back of Toby's head, watching the Mortuary Collection, and he was like, "Okay, I'll watch it."
Yeah, I was like, "All right, I'm in. I'm down. I'll check it out." I was pleasantly surprised.
I'll do a little bit of info. I don't have too much on this, honestly, but so this was written and directed by Ryan Spindle, and he actually has something else coming out. It looks like.
Oh, does he?
In 2020. Is it out already? 50
What's it
States
called?
of Fright.
Oh, that's the thing Raimi's doing. That show on Quibi where it's like...
Oh, it's the Quibi thing! Yes!
Yeah.
I think that's right. So he's directed a couple of episodes of that, I think. He also directed an episode of Two Sentence Horror Stories.
Okay.
Have you seen that? I haven't seen it, but a lot of people really enjoyed it. So I should probably check it out at some point.
Yeah, I need to check that out.
But this, a little bit of story before we get into the anthology part of it. Basically what we have is a very spooky funeral home situation. Like the references I've heard some people say are, series of unfortunate events, a little bit like Tim Burton-y or something. Like it's like highly stylized.
Yeah. I was actually gonna say, like, I was super impressed with the like the scope of this. Like it felt very like it felt a lot bigger than it was. Like it didn't feel like an indie movie. Yes, it felt very
big.
Yeah, it didn't feel like an indie movie at all. It felt like a big budget feature, and it had like a really big cast too.
Oh yeah, huge cast. The first short, not so much, or the first, not short.
Story.
Story?
Yeah, I don't know, okay. I guess.
Okay, so let me just say a little bit of plot. So basically, this girl shows up to the funeral home, and there's just been a funeral for a small child. Ooh, dead kid, very scary. And the mortician that is there is like the spookiest. He kind of has a vibe of the Phantasm Tall Man a little.
Yes, absolutely. He's definitely like Angus Scrimming it up. I love it.
Yeah. Oh, and also maybe a little like riffraff or something.
A little combo. Yeah, I could see that.
Very spooky. And so this young blonde girl shows up, and there is a help wanted sign outside. And so she shows up, and she's like super tough, cute girl who's just like, you know what? I'm not scared of anything. I want to hear your scariest stories of all the deaths that have come through here. And he's like, oh, I've got a story for you. And that's like kind of the classic setup. And then we go into each story, and then at the end of them, we come back to the funeral home. And first of all, I'll just say that I really, really enjoyed the structure of it.
Yes.
Sometimes the anthologies are a little bit Yeah. And I felt like this, like, I really was so invested. I was invested in the overall, overarching storyline as much as I was with each individual story.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. I mean, I think that as far as some of the stories go, I felt like some of them were a little weaker than others, but the main overarching, like, frame narrative I thought was excellent. Like, it was fantastic, and the way it ties into the last story is awesome.
Oh, absolutely. Oh my god, yeah. Okay, so should we just talk through the stories like we did a little bit with Scare Package?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so the first one is just such a simple girl in a bathroom at a party. She has gotten away from this man she doesn't want to talk to, and while she's in there, we find out a little bit more about the kind of character she is. Like, we see kind of her... klepto. Yeah. But in a fun way, and it's got it's kind of got like a 50s look to it. Is that accurate? 50s, I guess.
50s, 60s, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and so first of all, you're so invested in this girl because like she's so interesting and like doing naughty things. So you're just like, ooh, who are you? And then there is I don't want to like give away exactly what it is, but
there's a locked medicine cabinet.
Yes, there's a locked
medicine cabinet. And she wants to know
cabinet.
What's in it.
Yeah, and as someone that breaks the rules, you know, she's going to try to open it up. She's going to try to see what's in there. And when you see what it is, I thought it was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that, like, that wasn't my favorite story overall, but that was so, like, bizarre to me that I was like, okay, you have my attention.
Yeah, and I thought, like, that was the first moment where I was like, this does not seem like a small budget. This seems like very... well done.
That was like the part where I was like, oh, this actually feels like, you know what it is? The whole thing feels like Goosebumps or Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Yes, it has that vibe for sure.
Yeah.
If all these references are not making you want to watch this movie right now, like, I don't know what will.
I mean, we could say that the practical effects are amazing.
They're amazing. They're amazing.
So good.
Oh, also, before I forget, so you just looked this up for me, but this is coming to Shudder on, you said October 15th?
October 15th, yeah.
This is the ideal Halloween situation, for sure.
Yeah.
I cannot wait for everyone
to see this. If you're all still locked inside, like, I would say just, like, pop some corn and watch this.
Yes. And you know what else this reminded, this kind of, I had this feeling in the second story, which I guess we're about to get into, but this kind of feeling that it feels like something I would have watched as a kid. It almost feels like there's nostalgia in it, even though there's not for me. Because I've obviously never seen it before.
No, I get that, though, because, like, I was watching it, and I was like, this feels like Creepshow.
Like Freak Show?
Creepshow.
Oh, Creepshow. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
It captures that vibe totally, and I love it.
Yeah, and it's got this feeling where it's like you could definitely get away with watching it as a kid, but it is like really dark and like has some really serious stuff in it, and so it's like it feels like this thing that like you could kind of get away with watching as like a 10-year-old and be like, oh my god, this is so crazy.
You can edit this part out, but even the exploding.
Oh, true. I forgot about that. I'll just bleep out what you just said. But yeah, I guess that definitely would not be good for a 10-year-old. Okay, I lied. Okay, the rest of it, though. The rest of it. And after you watch this on Shudder in October, come back to this video and comment what I just bleeped out Lee saying. Okay, so the second...
Yeah, let's talk about that one while we're at it. I mean, let's talk about that specific story.
Yes, okay. So we have this guy who, by the way, is one of the lead actors in Euphoria. Have you seen that show?
I love that show. Oh, it's
we've already talked about this. Every person in that show is a style icon to me. Like,
oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
So
Hunter
good.
Schafer, like...
So good. So good. But we do have one of the actors. Let me just let me pull up who it is. Is it Jacob?
Jacob Elordi? Yeah, I think that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah. literally the most handsome boy I've ever, like, he's such an all-American handsome boy. And it's funny because he kind of plays similar-ish character. I can tell he's got a typecast situation going on.
Yeah, he definitely does.
But he basically plays this frat boy who is very invested in getting laid. And, of course, there's going to be a frat party, and there's going to be a girl that shows up that he wants to lay. and then I feel like I can't see past that because that'll really spoil it. But
things go awry.
Things go awry in kind of a way that is like...
It flips a lot of stereotypes on their head.
That's exactly it. It. It's like you feel like the girl is going to be the victim in this, and in some ways she is. And then it kind of gets flipped around in a way that you would never imagine.
Yeah.
And then we get some nice body horror.
Yeah. I mean, I'll say this. I found this short particularly cathartic because I was able to just pretend that was Nate.
Oh my god. One of the things about the body horror that I really, really love, and it kind of reminds me of how I felt about Scare Package, where it's so gross, but you're still laughing in shock.
Yes, 100%.
Did you feel that way?
Oh yeah, there were several points where I was like losing my shit at like how gory and insane it was.
Yes.
Something involving a TV, that's all I'll say.
Oh, yeah. There is a lot going on. In that short. And I also want to give...
Oh, there's so much.
I also want to give a quick special shout out to Michael Bowe, who plays one of the frat brothers, who was an RA in my college dorm. Just want to say, you're doing great. So proud of you. It's seriously always a delight. And this has happened to me a couple times where I'll be watching something, especially obviously more in the indie world, and I'll see someone I know, and I'll just be like, oh, you've made it! You did it!
Well, that's like kind of how we met, because of Taylor.
Oh, yes! That's right! Oh my god, we met because one of my college friends, Taylor Turner, hey, how you doing, was in Lee's movie, Lilith, and we met at New Jersey HorrorCon.
Yeah.
And we had this connection, and automatically we were like, okay, well, obviously we should be friends then.
Yeah.
And then you were like, I have a YouTube channel, and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, and I knew about your YouTube channel.
Oh yeah, that's right. And I think I already was subscribed to you. That's so weird.
Yeah. Oh,
it's also
such
a weird thing
world.
with like
I love it.
The internet versus in real life. It's like when you see someone on the internet and then in real life, it's like you almost never make the connection at first.
Yeah. It's like it doesn't compute because you're like, that can't be them. They're famous.
Exactly. They're famous. They're on the internet. Oh, this is like a sidebar story, but I actually recently on like a really old video, somebody commented on it just about the movie, and it was a very specific name, and I was like, this doesn't happen to be the same name from my hometown, is it? And then he was like, oh my god, I didn't even recognize you. And it was like someone from my hometown that like I knew. And I was like,
that is bizarre.
So weird. But it was nice because then we like reconnected for a second, and I was like, the internet
that's cute.
So weird.
That's cute though. We love that.
We love it. Okay, where were we? So that one, body horror, excellent. Over the top. I love how over the top this movie goes in general. Like, they just are not afraid of looking ridiculous. And I love that.
Yeah, oh, it's awesome. I love it.
What's the next one?
The next one is the comatose wife.
Oh, yeah, this one was, like, quite sad.
Yeah.
So this one basically is about, I don't know if it's called Till Death Do Us Part, but it is something like that. And we have a man and a woman that have been married. They had a very lovely first part of their marriage, and then she got sick and to a comatose point where she can no longer take care of herself, feed herself. He has to fully be her caretaker full time, and they're still quite young. And of course, there is this, it's very, very sad, but there's also this growing resentment from him about having to give up his life for this other person. And it gets very, very dark.
Yeah, it sure does.
Yeah, this one I think was definitely less funny, but I really appreciated that they were willing to go this dark in here. That makes sense?
Was I... No, that makes total sense. But, like, was I crazy, or was the doctor the same one in all the different stories?
It was.
Okay.
Because I think they're all supposed to take place... Is the town Raven something?
Raven's...
Raven
Nest?
Maybe. Raven's Nest? That sounds possible.
I was gonna say Raven's Fair, but that's dead silence.
Raven's Fair. But no, yeah, some Raven something. But yeah, so they all take place in this town. Yes, the doctor is the same. And that's the other thing is like all of these people that die come to this one funeral home, and they all have these really crazy deaths. Kind of almost in a Castle Rock kind of way, where it's just all the weird things happen in this one town.
Yeah, yeah.
Or and like Sunnydale.
Right. Yeah, it's just on a hellmouth.
Yeah.
But yeah, then you have Clancy Brown just tending to them as a weird funeral director who, like...
Yeah, we haven't really talked about him.
I don't know if you know this, but that's Mr. Krabs.
No.
Yes.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's Mr. Krabs.
Well, how does that not come up first on his IMDb? Oh, actually, it's third. So that's just my bad for not noticing. Oh my god, that's hilarious.
I love Clancy Brown, though. He's great.
Yeah, he has such a memorable presence.
He was so charming in this.
Yeah, I also love the teeth that they gave him. I thought they were so
Yes.
Funny.
Yeah, no, it was just, I don't know, I love the whole Frame story. But yeah, so then there's the final...
Yes, the final story. So basically, we come back to the funeral home, and let me say, it's Caitlin Custer, who plays Sam, the girl that shows up looking for a job. And we kind of get the reveal of why she's really there, and we find out that she also has a story to tell.
Yes.
And so we get a flashback, and at first it seems like a very classic babysitter, slasher kind of situation, escaped mental patient, just very like on-the-nose classic moment.
Very Halloween.
Very Halloween, yes. And then, very similar to the rest of these, it really turns the whole thing on its head, and it's so... And did you see it coming, the twist?
I did not. I actually didn't.
Me neither. I literally would have never expected
it. Did such a good job misdirecting you.
Yeah. Yeah,
and that absolutely. I was just like, I was like, wait, holy shit. Like,
and there's
it was really...
There's these little shots of very strange things happening, but already so many things... Everything in this movie has been strange thus far, so it sort of numbed me to be looking for clues. And so also, now if I watched it again, I feel like I'd be like, oh, then why would that be happening if there wasn't a big twist?
Same.
You know what I mean?
Same,
But at the time, I was just like...
I do want to rewatch it knowing that now, because I'm really curious. But, like, also, can I just say, like, the editing in this movie is amazing?
Yes, the editing is amazing. Thank you for saying that.
So good. Like, it's very, like, Edgar Wright.
I wonder if I can pull out the editor's name. Hold on. Let's see.
Okay.
Can I? Will it happen? Okay, it's two people. Eric Ekman and Joseph Shahud. Y'all nailed it. And honestly, the cinematography too.
Like it. I agree. Yeah, it's like it was like you said. It's very like Burton-y, very like. It's like horror, but it's kind of like whimsical also.
Yes, so stylized. The whole thing is extremely stylized.
I loved it.
Yeah, and so obviously we're not going to reveal the big twist to you because that would be so rude. I would never do that to you. But I will say, and or first of all, before I even say that, did you have a favorite of the anthology?
Oh, the Babysitter Murders by far.
Oh, interesting.
But also favorite? Also, quick fun fact, the Babysitter Murders, I mean, you probably know this, the Babysitter Murders was the original title for Halloween.
Oh, yes!
Which, like...
Oh, that's funny.
Makes total sense because this short is basically Halloween flipped on its head.
Yes. And didn't you say he had a short as well? That was...
I think the short he made was turned into that short for this.
I see it on his IMDb, The Babysitter Murders. Yeah. It's really good. It's
so good. That's definitely my favorite there, hands down.
I don't even know if I can pick a favorite. I think...
I also love the frat guy one.
I think I really like the frat guy one. I think it's just the most memorable for me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and we also didn't talk about the ending.
We didn't talk about the ending.
Once again, can't really spoil much.
Can't say too much. It does leave open for this to become a whole series, though.
Ooh, it totally does. With like
I would love to watch another one of these.
There's like a scared little kid reporter that is actually at the beginning and the end of the movie that he kind of shows up to the place to kind of, I don't know, find out the truth or whatever. And at the end, him just being in there, it totally could. It could set it up for more.
Yeah.
That would be a dream.
I would watch another one. I absolutely would.
It's so funny because I love that when we first started talking, I was like, oh my god, like 10-year-olds would love this. And now I'm just like, okay, 10-year-olds should not watch this.
No, definitely. This would scar some 10-year-olds, I think.
Maybe 14. Maybe 13, 14.
Yeah. Once you're past the teenage.
You gotta be like in middle school, like in late middle school.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once you've seen a couple exploitation films, then you could watch this.
Yeah, then you can handle it. Okay, so once again, we can't give away the ending, but it did also end like a couple of times in a weird way. Did you have that sense?
Yeah, it has like a couple endings. It has like an ending and it has like an epilogue.
Yeah.
And then it has another epilogue.
Yes, exactly. And typically I'm kind of bothered by that in movies, but this I was kind of like, I don't really care. I was just enjoying it so much I didn't mind.
Yeah, no, I didn't care in this one. It was just fun, and like I said, the fact that it like kind of leaves open for like more, I'm here for it.
Yeah. You know what else I really liked about this that is not typical of anthologies is the fact that one person wrote and directed the whole thing versus a lot of times we have every single one is a different writer-director, which I know is better for like, you know, more opportunities, all those things. But this felt so cohesive in a way that I was just like...
100%.
Yes, I just like style-wise, like all those things, like this really warranted one person's vision versus a lot of people's.
No, I totally agree.
Yeah. Because even Scare Package, like, I love Scare Package, and I'm excited to watch that again this October as well.
I can't wait.
Yeah, but that one definitely has this sense of, like, each one has kind of a different vibe going on.
Yeah.
And this one feels like more of a complete film, if that makes sense.
Definitely.
Yeah. Is there anything else? Oh, I was going to ask you, this is currently my favorite of Fantasia so far. I'm still watching a couple of more, so I can't say it's my favorite of the whole thing. But so far, this is definitely the top one for me.
This is up there for me. I'm curious, what's your fave? This.
Just while I have you.
I'm torn between The Oak Room and Feels Good Man, the Pepe the Frog documentary, which is honestly the best documentary I've seen this year, and it's legitimately fascinating. And it's coming out September 4th if anyone wants to watch it. It's really, really disturbing and weird and very cool. Nice. I will link it down below when it comes out if you guys want to check it out. I haven't seen the frog one, and I'm halfway through the Oak Room, so I cannot speak on that one either yet. What's been your favorite so far? Oh, you just said this. Never mind. This is my favorite. And then one that I really loved that I didn't expect to from the trailer and everything. I thought it would be a little boring, but Bleed With Me. Okay. Have you heard about that one? I haven't seen that one. I got an email with the trailer specifically, and I remember I watched it, and I was like, kind of like, I feel like I've seen this movie. And then I saw, I guess, someone in the Discord mention it, and I was like, okay, I'm going to check this one out. And it was very haunting and very well done. It was not what I thought it was going to be from the trailer. So thank you so much. Obviously, go check out the rest of Lee's reviews for Fantasia. I'm going to be coming out with a couple more after this as well. And I think that's it. And by any chance, if you're one of my subscribers here on this video, go subscribe to Felicia's channel if you're not already.
Yes!
It's like, what are you
Lee's
doing?
channel...
Join Horror Movie Club.
Yeah, what are you doing? Lee's channel is linked down below, so make sure you go subscribe to him as well. And I think that's it. Have a nice scream. Goodbye.
Bye.